Hello and welcome to my first match of Season 1 of Prepared Attack, the Beastieball Draft League series that I am going to be running for the foreseeable future. I am so excited to be playing more Draft. This is my favorite PvP format. I'm incredibly excited about it. Anyway, if you didn't see my draft analysis video already, my draft is right below me here. I have a primarily drum-focused team. Hopra, Noisard, Masquerie, Crabberay, Diggum, Boldler, and Hydrolm. Lots of sustain, a fair amount of boosting offense, but also some just general offense as well. This week I am fighting Boolerex, whose team is over here and has some very scary threats between Shloom, Goofster, Voltoxin, Charlie, Zephyr, and Conjar. Gullet is also there and is a looming threat with the ability to enable Shloom's ultimate attack. But either way, things I thought about prepping this week, Boolerex's main attackers are strongest, I would say, in the mind department, especially between Goofster and Voltoxin. Voltoxin, I think, is the one I am most worried about. Shloom is a little hard to prep for, as I learned running it myself last season, because, of course, it can attack on all three types. Goofster can attack on two as well, which is scary, and Charlie can very easily support any number of types with cheer. But that factored into my prep somewhat, just the fact that the mind power was generally the home of the strongest attackers. In terms of defense, Spirit Offense didn't really seem like a huge draw for me. I still did lean into it somewhat. You'll see that in a sec. But other than that, mind defense notably a little bit low across the board. Obviously, once invested, it'll still be nothing to scoff at, but body defense pretty high, and I'm expecting it's gonna be pretty well invested because I have that Masquerie and Crabberay on my team, which are very potent and usually body attackers. But with all that said, let's hop into my team this week. View all our details here. So this team might look like it's about Hopra and Masquerie by the fact that I've put them up top, but it's not. It's about the Boldler and the Crabberay. I am serving this week. So I decided, what's the rudest serving pair I can throw out against what I think is probably going to come as a counter serve in Voltoxin plus something else. And the answer I came up with to that question was Boldler with Ricochet next to an agile counter crab. Basically, whatever happens on turn, on the counter serve, I am probably walking Boldler forward, taking a hit just fine with either Boldler in the front row or Crabberay in the back row, and then either clicking Feint twice or Cheer twice, and then a move that doesn't require me to volley, which should hopefully deal a whole lot of damage, if not knock something out. It is noteworthy those two don't have that much sustain on their own. The main sustain here is coming through Hopra. Having Drum and Rumpus means it basically restores 24 stamina to its ally really quickly and 12 to itself with Rhythm. Tornado Ball here to force stuff out, especially a highly boosted Voltoxin or a Goofster that's causing me annoyances, or as an alternative serve if I would like to serve with Tornado Ball and mess up whatever nonsense Boolerex has set up for me. Battle Cry is also here. I'm not expecting to click it too much because I think that I'm probably going to see Dread, but I had a free move slot, and it's a threat that I want to have there. Another option was throwing Cheer on there, but I figured I had one defensive play on this team, and I don't think I'm going to be in the front all that much. So blocking isn't necessarily going to be as good as upping my damage on the occasion that I am able to do that. Hopra's sitting next to a Juggle Stomp, Vigor Beam, Masquerie, the Pix Classic, Groove. just there as a, hey, if you don't hit a slot that this tags into, you're going to take a lot of damage. Or if you do hit the slot that this tags into, then the other beastie isn't taking a lot of damage, and either way, basically, it's there for the mind games most of the time. Same with the Hydro, Telekinesis, Numbshot. Numbshot, likewise to Tornado Ball, useful for clearing boosts. Also generally just, unfortunately, one of Hydro's strongest moves other than Rainbow, which I'm probably not going to use because I'd like to be able to attack from the front row with it. Cyclone here to get even more, like, control over the field, so hopefully I can just get Boolerex's team pretty disorganized and start making progress with my attackers, be that by clicking just Ricochet every turn and Feint, or Counter every turn, or Vigor Beam and Stomp. Either way, that's the team for this week. Let's see if we have a lobby ready. We do. Okay. There we are. Points to win. Let me make sure. Time limit extended. Yeah, things to know about Draft League. We do play with extended time limit. And 3 points to win. Undo on so that people can really think stuff through. Let me just get Boolerex to change serve. Right. Should be modifying that now. And there we go. Let's get right into it and see what we're up against. Okay, Voltoxin, Conjar, Goofster, Cheryly, Shroom, Sloom. That's about the 5 I expected here. Zephyr, again, has really low body defense, so not necessarily good to bring against my team, and my team has really high spirit defense, so again, not going to do all that much with offense. I'm expecting either Goofster, Cheryly, or Voltoxin, Conjar here. Could be Cheryly, Shloom, but that would mean Cheryly was in the slurping slot. So I think it's probably going to be Voltoxin, Conjar, or Shloom, Voltoxin. With that said, I think I just lead with a prepared attack into Voltoxin and see how that goes for the first game. I could also lead Tornado Ball, but I'm a little iffy, and I think that's better as a more control option. Let's see how this goes. Alright, Dispel, Provoke, Mighty Yell. That's rude. Either way, I should be able to survive a Telekin Soul Crusher here with Bodler once I've got the boost. This is why we're running a prepared attack on serve. It's so I can survive this gosh darn Soul Crusher that's coming my way. Yep, we see the Mighty Yell come off right off the bat. 60-second time slot to figure out what the heck we're doing here. Fairly heavily invested in the body bulk on this Voltoxin. Mind defense seems to be a little invested, but not really very much. Either way, it doesn't look like stuff's getting knocked out here, if I'm doing my math right. So Crab can stay in the back, and Glacier can just move up here. We'll see which one he decides to attack into. It is the Crab. Makes sense. That's to be expected. Let's see what my damage looks like after a feint here. Ricochet... Oh, that only kills after a feint. Got it. Okay, so feint counter does seem like probably the play here. The question is into which. I think what's gonna happen here is Crab is probably gonna get blocked. I could also consider clicking provoke, actually. If I decided to provoke here, Crab then dies, never mind. Yeah, I'd like Crab to get up some damage here. Let's just get the Toxin low. Although having the Conjure low might be better so that it can't redirect, although then we get a Telekinesis off, which is gonna be annoying. I'm out of time. Let's just do that. We'll see if the math is correct. It is not, so we get a point immediately. That is a huge start. Okay. Shloom, Demolish, Bounce, Torch, Pass. I think what's probably going to happen here is Shloom is going to tag in and I'm going to lose a point immediately. But that's fine because we've made some progress. If Goofster comes in, I expect we probably see... Either way, I think I'd like to actually, because I'm serving right now, I'd probably like to get a little bit of damage on... Let's see, how much is Bigger Bean doing to stuff? Yeah, I don't think the prepared attack chip from one prepared attack is going to be as useful on things other than the Conjar. And it's an easy receive, so actually, considering I was blocked, that was probably very good. Here we're seeing either a perfect shot or a slice. I'd ideally like Crab to go down if Boolerex is going to take it here, but I could also move forward because if he decides to put a sideways attack into the front row, I would much rather just get a whole bunch more damage off. But that said, if Crab goes down here, I'm not sad about it. I can just tag in any of my options in the back. I am unfortunately a little short on Provoke, so I'm going to have a bit of a hard time dealing with this Conjar. Let's see what comes out. Volley, Provoke, and Slice. Okay. A smart play means that I can't click... means that I can't click Cheer. A good sort of halvesies play. I can just get a whole bunch of damage here with a Ricochet, or I could click Feint into counter, and I'm not sure which is the better option. Since I have that Mind Defense boost, Glacier actually won't go down to a front row perfect shot. So I think I might... I'm just gonna click a hard Ricochet into the Goopster. Charlie comes out. Yeah, okay. Perfect Shot is not gonna be doing a whole lot of damage. There's no way for Perfect Shot here because the ball isn't volleyed yet. There's no way to click Cheer and Perfect Shot here. So I'd like to go, ideally, I think, into either... Any of them are good options, that's the problem. Slice will kill Crab in the back. I think I'd like Hopper in. I think I'd like to set drums up. And then I can maybe Tornado Ball the Goofster here and keep it on extremely low HP and force the Voltoxin in not being able to click Telekinesis right away. We will see what Boolerex decides to do here. Dispel Perfect Shot into the crab. I send Hopper in and take a whole lot of damage. But the important thing about this really... Ooh, I don't quite knock out the Goofster, but with a feint I can. Yeah, something to note about my team is I don't have any sideways front row moves. So Boolerex can just chill in the back. But that does mean that he isn't getting blocks off. I think I'd like to launch a prepared attack here, actually, because Ricochet isn't killing the Goofster. And it's going to be over here. Ricochet isn't killing, so there's not any particular reason to click it over prepared attack when I could get that my defense boost and be better at surviving attacks from the Goofster or the Voltoxin. Yeah, and the Voltoxin comes in. We see the absorption coming into play. It takes very little damage there. With the telekinesis here, it will be able to knock out Hopera, so I feel like what I'm expecting to happen here is a sneak into... I think it's going to be a sneak into Goddess here. So I could try and hard read that, or I could just block. I could just block. Yeah, that actually feels better to me than switching out, potentially. No, I take that back. I'd ideally like to sacrifice something here. I'd like Crab to be able to come back up later. So let's give up a point here. I've made a lot of good progress. I don't know if this is the correct play or not. Oh, and we see a Soul Crusher into Crab, which actually doesn't kill. So that's massive. Because it means I get a whole lot of damage into probably Cheerilee here. Let's see what our damage looks like. My guess is the Voltoxin switches here, because the Voltoxin will go down if it doesn't switch out to Shloom here. Shloom has Torch Pass, so I'd expect it to come out here. So let's just deal 90 damage to the Cheerilee. That seems like a great idea. Again, these calcs are after the feints, so I'm not sure if they're entirely, like, that useful to look at. Yep. Fat Bongus, that's such a fantastic name. Demolish is an option here. I'm expecting it to probably be like... I'm expecting it to be an attack into Crab here. The question is it going to be a bounce or a demolish? And I think it's probably going to be a demolish. So I am just going to make a hard read here. I'm going to make a hard read here. We'll see if it pans out how I want it to, which is demolish goes into the Boulder, which takes no damage, and then does a whole lot of damage with a ricochet. But again, if I lose Crab, it's not the end of the world here. If I lose a point, that's a little bit worse, like if Boolerex attacks into Glacier here. But if it's a bounce into the back row hitting Aquaria, I'm fine with that. Yeah, Cheer Demolish into that row. Read it quite well. This game is going very well so far. So I can actually provoke the Shloom here, which I think is a very good call. Yeah, wait, I can actually guarantee a point here, I think. Because this knocks, because the Shloom now can't torch pass. And I knock out anything over here. I could get really fancy with it and attack the Shloom here, but I'd rather be up 2 points. I don't think there's a way he can get around this one. Okay, Charlie goes down. No torch pass clicked. I think I'm very fine to like take a reset and lose a point here. Let's keep whatever's not in the Shloom low by attacking it here. Okay, Conjurer comes in. Like, I'm guessing it's probably bounce here. I think I go into Hopper, actually. I can Tornado Ball out something here. Probably whatever the Shloom torch passes to, if it decides to torch pass. Maybe I should have reset and let the crab go down, but Provoking Bold or interesting call. Either way, I can get more boosts here, or I could click Tornado Ball. I think Tornado Ball is going to be better, honestly. Bowdler isn't really at risk of going down here. I'm at risk of losing a point if the Goopster comes in and decides to click Slice, but I can force Shloom off the field here, which is quite significant. If I miscalculated and the Conjurer actually survives a front row Ricochet here, unboosted Ricochet, of course, then it may click Mighty Yell here, but I think what's more likely is a Torch Pass. No? Okay. We see Goopster come in. Perfect shot again, not knocking me out if I'm in the front, so I'm just gonna walk forward. I'm noticing that Boolerex doesn't try to go for the 3 points that often, but if he does here, I'll be punishing it pretty hard. A lot of PvP in this game is just mind games. Game of chicken. When are you gonna click the sideways move? We'll see how this one goes. Okay, we see the perfect shot into Hopper. I am very okay with that. Goopster now has to serve with Slice, so I can just come in with Mastery here and launch a Vigor Beam and deal a whole lot of damage. And that might be enough to finish the game. Not 100%, but... Hydrolm, I think, is going to be better suited as a switch-in when the Voltoxin's on the field and actually being an active threat. Right now, it's in the back, so I'm not quite as concerned about it. Boolerex, I think, contemplating either his option of potentially freeballing the slot that Hopper is switching out of, or just thinking about win conditions for the future of the match, which is a very smart way to use your time when you don't know what you're doing with it. Either way, if I predict right here, I think the game's mine. Does this stop do better? No, I think I'm gonna move to the front. And well, my music just died. That's interesting. I actually don't knock out the Voltoxin. Do I do that from the back? No, okay. No, right, because it's the same boost. Okay, this is concerning. I'm gonna F8 this right after the match. But yeah, if I guess this right, I do get the game. No, Schloom doesn't quite go down either, but again, this knocks out either of these two. If I hit into the one that switches in... So it's a question of, is Charlie coming in or are any of the others coming in? Charlie comes in over there. And the music's back. That was very bizarre. Hi, Greg, if I sent this to you. Okay, so we have the two supports in, which is real interesting. I'm just gonna send Crab out. I think Boldler is gonna be a lot more valuable as a switch-in than Crab. Crab can come out and put on a bit of hurt and also boost up Mastery more. And I think we should have this one. I've just got the positional advantage at this point. Oh, and it broke again. That is so bizarre. I think what might have happened is my game lost like the offense version of the theme and remembered the defense version of the theme. Either way. I think I provoke one of these here. I'm not sure quite which. I'd rather provoke the Conjure, I think. And deal damage to whatever comes in over here. If I get it wrong as to who's switching in, okay, I don't. Yeah, Beastieball seems to have lost the offense theme, I guess. Oh well. Dispel Demolish probably coming out here. I can send Hopper in to get Drum up, and that seems like my best play. There's also no Dread, interestingly, so Battle Cry was actually a very good bring. Thinking about next game, whether I want to lead with the same duo or whether Boolerex is going to switch it up. Yeah, we see bounce there. Okay, and this should be the game, I think. Because with Drum, Juggle, and a Groove Vigor Beam, I knock out, yeah, pretty much anything. Okay, that's game one. Apologies for the music bugs. This is weird and hasn't happened before. There's a chance it's an issue with my RAM or something. Not entirely sure. Okay, we see the torch pass, and that's the game. All right. Oh, I got the big title. Nice. All right. Music does not seem to be working at the moment. Either that or let's just to make sure that nothing's broken. Yeah, okay. Gotcha. Cool. All right. Not sure if the same lobby is there. Yeah, okay. All right. Setting up a new lobby. All right. Thinking about who serves in draft is super important. Obviously, it's important in normal PvP as well. But even more so here, because my team is prepped to specifically serve. I do have a fairly decent counter serve in Hopper Masquerie or Hopper Hydrome. But Boolerex, despite having built for counter serve, might consider serving here simply because my team is so well built for serving in particular. It is really rainy outside. It's been raining all day, which is good. It hasn't rained here enough recently. Either way, thinking about the next game, I think Boolerex is likely to probably lead just Sneak Voltoxin's serve, is what I'm guessing he's gonna decide on. Not sure. But yeah, I'm really impressed with how well the Crabberay Boldler duo turned out. Like, I went into this match saying, oh, this is a fun little gimmick that could deal some damage, and then they just didn't go off the field for a very long time. But yeah, Aquarium and Glacier proving their worth very well early on. Goddess being a fantastic support, the Hopra. Yeah, very happy with the first game of this season so far. Let's see how the second one goes, once I know who's serving. Set it to either left or right side, depending on what Boolerex picks. Boolerex is serving, so it is going to be right side. Just make sure, yeah, extended, undo on, duplicates banned, set to level 50. Cool. So, I get to think about what I want for counter serve. It will be Voltoxin Conjure serving, I am almost positive. There isn't another great serve on this team, although Shloom having Demolish is, you know, a pretty good serve. It's not a good serve for the first point of the game. So the question is, do I want to click Battle Cry right off the bat? Or do I want to start disrupting stuff? And I think the answer is I would like to click Battle Cry. Unfortunately, this is going to be... no, it's hard to say. You know what? I'm going to leave these two again. It might be a bad call, but... Voltoxin, Sneak Attack, not doing all that much on serve. Soul Crusher does a good amount. I'd expect that... the Bowdler does get attacked here, but I am still going to move them forward. Crab can also provoke, which is super nice, so I can prevent block. We see a Soul Crusher rather than a Sneak, which I guess makes sense. Alright, unfortunately not enough to knock out stuff with a Ricochet, so I think I am going to provoke the Conjar just to make sure I can get my own stuff off. It won't be able to click Dispel here, so I can just absolutely send it into the Voltoxin. Do a whole bunch of damage, not as much as I'd like, but a significant amount. Yeah, I don't want the Mighty Yell coming out there. Sneak Attack after a Telekinesis will knock out Bowdler through block, unfortunately. So I do need to consider sending someone else in. Probably going to be Hydrome here. Although it could also be Masquery. No, a Soul Crusher might knock me out there if I send Masquery in just after the Telekinesis boost. But the question is, will it be a Soul Crusher or will it be a Sneak Attack? And I think the answer is it's probably a Sneak Attack here. Let's send Hydrome in so that I can get this Voltoxin out of here. Numbshot knocks out. Counter from the front row also knocks out. So the Voltoxin has kind of no business staying in here. Can do about 67 to the Shloom. I can do like 82 to the Goofster. Yeah, and the Goofster is plucky, so I can't block it here if it does come in to decide to start clicking Perfect Shot. I think I'd actually like Crab up front here, so that I can click double block. Especially if Shloom comes in. I did consider running, double block won't save Hydrome, unfortunately, but, Dispel Provoke here. I'm guessing it's gonna just be a Demolish into the slot that is currently Hydrome. And I think I'd like to just send Bowdler out there to fall over. Hydrome's gonna be a little easier to get back up to healthy here. This is a much rougher start than last game for me, for sure. Yeah, so we let Boulder go down, which was the intention. Let's get Hopra in and start healing more. And we're just gonna click probably volley drum counter. And I would not be surprised if the Charlie comes in and starts causing issues, but we will see. Shloom, it's worth noting, is not on the most HP ever. So it is going to be at 31 here after serve. So actually it might have to... Oh, interesting. Serve with bounce. I suppose that makes sense. It means that Crab can't walk to the front. I think it's fairly likely we see a Mighty Yell here. Either way, I just want to click drum. I can put Hopper in the front, which I think is probably quite a good idea, honestly. Just having a Beastie up front is useful here. It means they're more likely to be attacked as well, so I can pull a surprise Masquerie in the back. Shloom might torch past a Voltoxin here. And if that happens either way, I want to hit into the Voltoxin. There's no way I can stop it here because my Crab is unfortunately angry at the moment. Yeah, we see the Torch Pass into Voltoxin. So hitting into it is the correct play for sure. Soul Crusher after a Telekinesis, not going to be enough to knock out Hopra. So I think I just do send in Masquerie here. Either that or I send in Hydrome. Hydrome could get... I think actually sending in Hydrome here is probably better because that's gonna get them healed way up very quickly. Because I don't expect the attack to go into Crab here. There's not much reason for Boolerex to attack into Crab here unless he reads me switching it out, which I don't think it makes that much sense to do. We see a Provoke into the Crab. Okay, perfect. Not even a Telekinesis. So I get... Basically, my Hydrome is going to be back up to full, nearly full in a moment. And I can actually put Hopra into the back row. Either that or I could attack from the front, but I don't think attacking from the front is all that worthwhile. It's not going to be that much. I can Numb Shot the Voltoxin here if Mighty Yell isn't clicked, which will reset its boosts. I'm not sure it has any at the moment, but... Okay, we see Mighty Yell. Yeah, and just like that, Hydrome is back up at nearly full. The nice thing here is I can send Crab in fairly safely, I think. Hopra does need to switch out here, as it will be going down to either a Sneak or a Soul Crusher. Probably a front row Sneak if I had to guess at +2. Oh, that said it. Wait, no, I could just click Cyclone, couldn't I? That would put Goofster in, but... No, I think I'd rather have Voltoxin be lower before that happens, so let's put Crab in. I can click Cyclone next turn just fine. Crab isn't going to take too much damage here. Okay, we do see the Sneak, so that's going to be less damage than otherwise. So I have a couple options. I can click counter or I can run to the front and click numb shot. And I think it's gonna be the latter. Because Hydrolm isn't really threatened by much of anything at the moment. Shloom is not going to be up for a while, and the mind attackers are not all that scary at the moment. I actually do threaten a knockout on the Conjar here, just barely. This should be a pretty easy block, I think. But either way, I'd like to just get a hit in over here. Oh, we see them move to the back. Okay. Didn't calc that that was going to get a KO. In that case, we're smacking Voltoxin a bit. Okay. What I think's likely to happen here is we see the we're probably seeing the Charlie come in. If it's the Goofster, that's a little more worrying, even though they aren't going to boost as much out of it. That means I have to, like, respect the sideways move, which is not what I plan to do next turn. I plan to probably switch Masquerade in for Crab, because I don't think Crab's getting attacked here. Okay, we do see the Goofster. So mix-ups are online. Perfect Shot could come out. Crab doesn't go down to anything here, so I'm, like, might as well just put them up front. Yeah, I think I just put Crab up front here. I'd much rather have an activated counter, I think, than a single telekinesis boosted numb shot if Slice is clicked here. Do I think the sideways move is coming out here? Yeah, okay. I was like 40%, but I didn't want to lose a point off of it. So I can actually get a couple boosts here if I click telekinesis into cheer. Why can I not? Ah, I got trait dance. Counter is enough to knock out Voltoxin, which means that Charlie is probably coming in over there. I think I'm more inclined just to get... Oh, I can get a boost and click counter, now that I think about it. But I could also click cheer. How much am I doing then? A bit less. Oh, I'm not knocking out the Voltoxin. Yeah, okay, we're volleying in that case. Yeah, just get the damage on the slot that's weak. Charlie comes in. Probably see a perfect shot here. Does not appear like Boldler will go down, so I think I just switch them in. Crab definitely needs to leave, though. I don't think letting Crab go down is ever a really good play here, to be honest. Boldler coming in means I can click Feint, which in combination with the boosts I already have on Hydrolm, if the Boldler gets hit, means that, like, both of these mind attackers will be a large threat. Of course, Shloom is gonna be back up in a moment and probably clicking Torch Pass into Voltoxin, if I had to guess. Okay, we see the immediate perfect shot. Just take a whole lot of damage there. Yeah, Shloom and Conjure are back up at the same time, which is real annoying. telekinesis into the feint on Goofster means I'm doing a whole lot of damage. But I don't actually think I want to hit the Goofster. I think I want to hit the other slot in case it's the Conjar. No, because I definitely don't. If it is the Conjar, then I get perfect shot it either way. If it's the Shloom, I want to hit the Goofster. If it's the Conjar, I want to hit the Cheerilee. There is no way the Cheerilee is staying in here. It's just a matter of what the support of choice is, and I think it's going to be the Shloom. So I'm going to hit the Goofster, and we'll see how that goes. Yep, it's Shloom. Okay. Demolish going to do a whole lot of damage. If desired. I think it's just send in the Masquery here and do even more damage. Because ideally I'd like to keep this nice little boost that I have, but also... Yeah, I have the Goofster nice and weak. I'd kind of like to keep pressing that advantage as long as I can and weakening... Okay, we see an immediate perfect shot. Unfortunately, this does mean my bench is like really low, so I kind of need to win this point here. I'm not sure if I can or not. The Goofster should switch. If I hit the Shloom here, it won't be able to Torch Pass, which is significant, because then it's going to have to switch out. Torch Passed right away, okay. In that case, that was probably the right move. Perfect Shot here does knock out anyone. Sneak Attack does not. I think the one I most want to go down here is probably the Masquery. I can also Cyclone in the Conjar, and I think that's what I'm going to do, because that means that even if I lose the point here, which I am probably going to do, it does mean I get a free ball serve in return, which I can take significant advantage of by probably tagging in Hopra. And just getting drums up again to try and heal up my bench a little bit. We see perfect shot in the Masquery, which is kind of what I wanted. I want Masquery down so that it can come back up again. Free ball serve here. I want Boltler down so it can come back up again, so let's send it in. And that'll also let me click Feint. There's a school of thought where I should send in Crab here, but yeah, okay, we do see... Okay. Let's absolutely demolish this Conjurer's defenses and just click Numbshot at it. Ooh, this is a close one. The Goofster should... I'm not sure if the Goofster's switching out, actually, because I don't deal that much damage to it. I don't deal that much damage to the Conjurer, but... Either way, I think clicking Feint twice is the correct call. We might just see a perfect shot here and I lose, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, perfect shot unfortunately does knock out my entire bench. So that is going to be that game. Unless Boolerex makes a misplay and clicks slice here, in which case I am moving to the front, but he does not. Okay, cool. That's game 2. Okay. One more game, 1-1. I'm gonna edit rules, so I am serving again. That was a long one, by the way. Lots of thinking there. Okay. I'm serving. Let's send it. Great. And I think I'm just going to go with the same lead I started with last time, because having these two on the serve was kind of just invaluable for making progress in the early game, and the others I think could all do better switching into stuff. The idea behind this pair is to have a really good counter serve. And I think they're doing that well so far. It just obviously didn't pop up last game because I was unfortunately receiving and thus wasn't able to get that nice defense boost off, and was also behind in the damage race from the get-go. Alright, Conjar Goofster lead. Interesting, so we're seeing potentially an immediate perfect shot. I'm gonna get some chip on the Conjar here. Perfect shot not doing all that much. I simply just move forward. You know, I probably should have moved the crab forward, because I think what's going to happen here is the crab is going to get provoked. If I had to guess. And so it would have been better to move up and click feint twice and counter, rather than moving Boulder up. But unfortunately, I did not take all the time I had to think. And I may pay for it. We'll see. Thinking hard about this one. Debating whether twice as much damage or disruption is better, I'm sure. Okay, we do see the perfect shot into Boulder, so that's kind of ideal for me, honestly. Two cheers does mean I knock out the Conjar if it stays in. I don't quite knock out the Goofster, unfortunately. But nonetheless, this is definitely the correct play. Goofster will not be able to... Goofster will be able to knock me out if it's the Charlie that comes in. And I'm not sure there's all that much I can do about that. So I think I'd just like some damage on the support. Because Shloom is gonna have... no, actually. Let's whittle down the attackers. Boolerex has two, like, extremely dedicated supports, which is... Okay, we see the Conjurer just go down instead. That's pretty ideal. If the Charlie comes in, it's not great for me, but... I think I'd rather probably, yeah, I'd rather hit into the slot that the Conjur's in, because, well, if it was, in fact, I don't mind losing a point here because it's going to be a free ball serve if that happens. But if the Voltoxin switched in here and I attacked into the Goopster, it runs up and clicks sneak attack into here and I have to switch, which is not particularly ideal. Perfect shot not knocking me out. I think I'm just gonna send Crab up to the front. I'm not sure if it's the right play or not. But I think based off... I'm kind of basing that decision off of the fact that we've been playing for a while now, and I think Boolerex knows that I probably want to move, or knows that I probably want to move Boulder up to the front, and so may click Perfect Shot. Oh, we see Root Shot. Okay, interesting. That actually lets me get off Provoke into the Charlie, which is actually super nice. So let's do that. And whittle it down a little more. Okay, we do see the Goofster come to the front row, which is... Oh, that's really rough, actually. That's a KO on either of these. I can't block because it's Plucky. Please nerf Plucky Greg. This is kind of ridiculous. I think my goal here is... If Boulder goes down, that's fine. I'd rather Crab not go down, but sending Hydrolm in this early for that big an attack is kind of a death wish, so I think I'm gonna move Crab to the back. And that way, yeah, if we see a perfect shot into Crab, I can get off a huge counter. Yeah, like this counter will knock out the Charlie if it stays in. And hopefully Boolerex notices that, because I am absolutely hitting the Goofster instead. If Goofster blocks here, it's rough, but not the end of the world. If Goofster blocks here, then I just give up a point and it's Charlie serving, so I don't think it's a huge deal. I don't think blocking is the right play, so this should hopefully win me a second point here. Okay, we do see the block. 71 damage, not bad at all. I think I swap out Boulder here. It's gonna have a much easier time swapping in on something later than Crab. Although there is the case of if Slice gets clicked, I could move up to the front. Let's try it. Okay, we just see the immediate perfect shot. Am I forgetting? Does this not have cheer? No, just didn't click it. Okay. Attack almost certainly going into the fresh slot here, so I'm just gonna send Hopra in. I could click Cheer Tornado Ball. That would be a spicy play, actually. I don't think Drum is the play here. I think I have Rumpus up, and that's gonna do a bit of healing. Whereas here I can provoke the Charlie, I can cheer. Tornado Ball doesn't quite knock out the Goofster, but if it doesn't knock out the Goofster, that's fine, because then the Goofster's on the bench with 4, and it has to be Torch Pass too. Which means that while it will obviously gain all of its health back, Shloom will have less max HP. The pattern of play will be more predictable because, like, that there won't be a switch in the back for a while until that Torch Pass happens. Okay. And we force the Goofster back in. No, we don't, because Cryptic comes into play. We see only Reach Shot available as an attacking move here. So I can simply just send one of these two to the front. And I think that's definitely going to be Hopra. Is it going to be Hopra? Yeah, it's going to be Hopra. Because the reason to not send Hopper to the front would be if I wanted Crab to, like, volley and then click cheer. But no, I'd rather have drums up here, I think. Let's continue whittling down this Conjar. Oh, Voltoxin comes in. That's a rough time of it. Soul Crusher will not knock out Hopra from the back here. So I should be able to block. A Tornado Ball with a couple cheer boosts would also be, like, the thing about Hopra is I'm running a supportive set, but with enough cheer boosts, this thing is still a menace. Yeah, okay, we see the immediate Soul Crusher. Hopper being low I don't mind about, because now Crab is, like, way back up in there. The Conjurer has to switch here. I can click Cheer and Provoke into the Voltoxin, and then just send a Tornado Ball its way and force in the really low health Goofster, forcing it to volley. The only safe switch here really is Shloom, and if Shloom and Goofster are on the field together, that means the Shloom can't Torch Pass to the Goofster. Which is ideal for me. So we're in a pretty good position here. My bench is looking fantastic. All of them are at full health. Obviously the Boulder is sweaty, but other than that, Masquerade hasn't hit the field yet, hasn't needed to. Hydrome hasn't needed to hit the field yet. Yeah, Shloom's in, Goofster is forced in and can't click Perfect Shot this turn. Front Row Demolish will do a fair bit of damage, but I mean, I think I just send it right back to the duo here. Send it right back out to the Boulder. Punish based on which of these two switches, or which of these two gets hit. I expect we probably see a Torch Pass here nonetheless into, like, Voltoxin, just to get that up and have a last-ditch effort with Charlie. But I'm not 100% on that. It could be that the Goofster switches out to try and get something, but I think once I have the Boulder in the front row, it's going to be doing so much damage to Charlie after a cheer that seems like the logical play from my perspective, from Boolerex's perspective. Okay, yeah, we see a slice. I take a fair bit of damage there, but I can deal so much damage to anything with this Ricochet that it barely matters. I could also just provoke the torch pass now that I think about it. Provoking the torch pass is always an option. Do I have a checkmate is the question I want to answer here. I think the answer is always to hit the Goopster here because that is a point, no matter what, and that puts me up 2-1, which is a difficult situation. I hit prepared attack into this slot because if it's the Voltoxin, then I would be sad. This isn't over. It's close. I definitely have the upper hand here, but like, okay, we do see the Voltoxin. Okay, notably, we actually don't see Boulder going down to anything. Boulder doesn't go down to a sneak after a telekinesis, which is quite good. If I can get Masquery in here, I do win immediately, I think. Alright, drum's ending here, unfortunately. Oh, wait. No, Vigor Beam's gonna do slightly less, but I think it might still be enough. I'm gonna send Hydrom. I think it's better. We see a Demolish into there. And I think... Is this enough to knock out Cheerilee? It is just barely not enough to knock out Cheerilee. Not ideal, if I'm being very honest. If Vigor Beam would have won, I should have gone it. I should have gone for it. Oh well. Hold up. Is Feint better? Feint is almost better. But no, I'd like to cover the front row. I definitely hit the Shloom here because it's not going to block. Oh, well, okay. Went for the hard read, didn't work out. Good games. That was a fun match. Always feels a little weird ending on like a free point off of a read. But I mean, hey, that's a win in my book. I think I had the win either way. But it was close. I really should have attacked in the Masquery. That was a big lapse of judgment on my part. Let's see if Boolerex is down for an interview. Whew. All right. Okay. Time to chat about that, because that was a heck of a match.
Hello.
Hello, what a match.
Yeah. I took it through, but it's fine.
It was close. I think I had the upper hand a bit in game 3, but
No,
like...
no, I did have the upper hand until I switched the shroom and
Sorry?
then it's got shit. I had the upper hand until I got the shroom and it was a mistake play. So just,
yeah, the last turn was a little rough, but like...
No, the stone was I have to guess here. I have to go for it. I guess I couldn't remember here.
Yeah.
I did have a team at the end. I did have a team to take it, so I needed to go for.
Right.
I read. I didn't got it.
Yeah, I think a big, like, what were your thoughts? I think a big thing was the fact that you had two very supportive beasties which could only really free ball on serve. Like...
I don't think it was a problem. I've said for... I don't have a problem. For 3 there was a problem because I did a different lead where my support was on the serve side. So
yeah,
I needed to take that out. Which I didn't manage to do so. So it was really a very good spot at some point after that.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, in game 2, when you had serve, it was like, suddenly you have the damage lead, like, from turn 1, and I had a really hard time catching back up.
Yeah.
But yeah, general thoughts on your prep, if you want to explain to the audience, like, what you were thinking about as you were prepping?
Honestly, what you got me is that I was gonna say I said something more body.
Yeah.
I said more body attack from you.
For sure. Yeah, I mean that's definitely the highest stat on most of my beasties.
Yeah, I say somebody attack. A full mid attack. Zopa will be offensive. Zopa will be support. That's for sure because I have low split defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't. I tried to play around league. I tried to play around the hydro bit offensive, but I didn't see the borders be offensive until I took damage because I look at because I didn't improve the deck. Even if I don't really have some bit defense, it's super fine.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Yeah, but I think the problem is that the thing is that my old toxin.
Yeah,
it was mostly invested on body defense, not that much on big defense.
If there was one thing I was sure about in prep, I think it was that, like, Zephyr was either coming as a very supportive tool, probably clicking Cyclone a lot, or not at all. Just because of that, like, because of how many body attackers I have and how much spirit defense I had.
Yeah, I did not read about bringing Zephyr air because too much body attack.
Yeah. It's definitely a rough matchup for it.
Yeah, I saw very prepared about Jonazer. I really expected Jonazer to come on. I was surprised to say it not coming. I was like, okay then, I just need to hit the spot where it's no hydro aim to win. But with this border instead, with prepared attack, so I couldn't do that.
Yeah, prepared attack was like a last minute thing. I had Noise Art on the team for a while, and then I realized, oh wait, Boldler with prepared attack kinda does a whole lot of damage.
Yeah, like prepared attack ricochet, I did... my serve was pretty much, I did everything except prepared attack serve.
Yeah, and suddenly the boost means you're not outputting as much damage and I can click block if I'm in the front. And...
you know, I guess go honest.
Yeah, it was really interesting preparing for, like, the counter serve. Because I knew I had serve in game 1, so it was like, my game plan was I expected you were probably going to, like, lead with Voltoxin Charlie or something similar. I think it was Voltoxin Conjar in the end.
No, I didn't. Against you, I didn't need to. Against you, I was serving, so I didn't want to try to wait.
Yeah.
I just have you got battle try or.
Yeah.
or cyclone. I was like, if you cyclone, I don't really care, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
If you Opa, you know to really board the
Yeah.
spot Opa brass, so there's no way
Yeah.
to try.
Yeah, I was saying, like, it's interesting how, like, the post-serve offense turn for me in game 1 is, like, that's something I was able to prepare for a lot here. Obviously, you also have that pretty easily with, like, Voltoxin just clicking sneak attack into whatever, or Soul Crusher, and dealing a whole bunch of damage.
Yeah, the problem is that I didn't state... Yeah, the problem is that when I attack the border, I said to do damage, so block it. I did not say to dash to Trabarite neither, too. Otherwise, it got me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the time when I died to realize, I think, oh shit, he's dead, well.
Yeah.
I was open here, it's fine.
There was like one roll, was it the Conjar one, where I, like, just barely knocked it out? Was that on Conjar?
I didn't check Conjar at the start, but yeah, probably.
I forget. I think it was in game 3. It's just like I got an exact KO or something, and I was just like, oh.
Yeah, this time that's a good play. Because the fact that you got one thing to note that the fact that you got undo on some of the time mean you can actually makes it different this carry because it sets your opponent to know exactly what you need to do to kill your beastie. So defense is very scary because you don't know if you will survive, but your opponent will know.
Yeah, the math is just weird.
Yeah, a normal game you don't have to guess. So if you see you're like not sure if something die or not, the opponent also is not sure if something die or not, so you can actually bet on that. But there you like at defense you're like my opponent will know if something die or not, so I have to guess. I have to play around something.
Yeah, math in this game is funky sometimes. And especially once it gets into like the defense boost with the defense drops, which are not used to analyzing.
The defense drop is just 3 shots anyway, so if you set something to debuff you can just 3 shots, so it's fine, but still guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, game 1 I lost, but I lost because I got surprised with the set to win on.
Right.
I didn't completely bite for what I said by setting, so...
It's been so long since game 1 that I barely remember what happened.
Game 1, you just created a film of toxin. I just try to do okay, you don't need spots. I just need to eat the border and then it's the border and I win. And then I die before that, I'm like shit.
Yeah, dealing with Voltoxin was like the biggest part of my game plan because I knew it was going to be like, since it's such a incredibly self-contained beastie, it's like, okay, how do I get this thing out of commission as soon as I possibly can?
Yeah, like your team is very mid of whack, so it was like I can run over your team with Octosin.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It's a to him.
Yeah. Any fun texts in your prep that didn't end up mattering at all? Or
I think oh yeah. I'm pretty bad at all about ultimate attack from with Gullit.
Oh yeah, fun. I was like, it was in the back of my mind. I'm like, ultimate attack could come here.
Yeah, I also try to do this ultimate attack to scare people to attack the throne, but and then as you need a body attacker to do much damage, and Noisar on to hit Noisar on what's this? Where? So let's look at the first three. Noisar or Hydrolim. With Noisar was the air, so my shot was just a smasher. It said I played some kid bats game 1 on game 3. Like game 1 of game 3, the marathon loss at week is because very anti-beastie was through on everything else but low HP, so I couldn't torch pass because marathon field would die.
Yeah. That was a big thing. Playing around torch pass is such an interesting aspect of this game.
to be fair, it's not what you play on Roblox. I play with touchpad badly myself.
Right.
Pretty much.
Gotcha.
I will play quality at game 2. In game 2, I got very good.
Yeah, I mean, game 2, I was just behind. Like, I don't think there was any way for me to effectively catch up there, because you just had so much momentum.
Yeah, game 2 was it. Game 2, I was more time. I have a touchpad and I was so seen. Your team was not air, so I had a good spot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Game 3, I think I have the lead, but I think I have the lead. Until I think I have the lead until I succeeded through end. It was a mistake play. I saw it broken instead.
Right, yeah.
It was a mistake play because after I saw my goal start, I was like, shit, my team is almost dead. Everything is almost dead. That's just, I saw this like block and took the points or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, yeah, I mean, those were some fantastic games overall, though. So, yeah, thanks so much for playing. How are you feeling going forward into the rest of the season?
I need to get used to the more sets more, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
You have such a flexible team, though, because like Shloom can do anything.
Shloom can do anything. Ghoster can do a lot of stuff. Like, I'm surprised that nobody did Ghost. Like, I think Ghoster is linked to the second Beastie and Drive League. Because you can play it mid-attacker, you can play it body attacker.
Yeah, I mean, it can do sideways stuff, it can do forward stuff, like, muscle memory is still...
It's gonna be support. It's gonna be support, so it's gonna
yeah, that too. Like, you can just run confident pass next to Shloom here. Or all sorts of different things that it... Yeah, I mean, it can run cheer, it can run stinky, there's so many options.
I could say stinky at some point, I'm pretty sure good at it, but...
For sure.
Stinky would have been good, better than Traders, but I got to stay there actually, which is good.
Yeah, for sure. Next week looks like you face off against, I am pulling up the schedule now. You play Arctech next week, which is super exciting and also scary.
Yeah, I did check Arctech a bit like, today. Let's see, but I don't put.
Alright.
I get exclusive.
Yep.
Exclusive. Okay, so my two-way start tech for Voice is that it's a control team with two-body attacker.
Don't give away too much of your strategy yet. This video is going up before that match is getting played.
I know.
But yeah, yeah, lots of fun playing with you. I think this is the first time we've actually played.